Have you ever felt like the world is moving too fast and you're struggling to keep up? Or maybe you've noticed that worries and anxieties seem to creep in more easily as the years go by. If you're over 60, you're not alone in feeling this way. Many of us face new challenges to our mental well-being as we age. But here's the good news. There are simple yet powerful ways to take control of your mental health and find inner peace. Today, I want to share with you the inspiring story of Margaret, a 62-year-old woman who was feeling overwhelmed by life stresses. She was experiencing anxiety, feeling isolated, and struggling to find joy in her daily routine. But then, she discovered 3 mental health tricks that transformed her life. Along the way, she also learned 2 shocking facts that changed her perspective on aging and mental health. In this video, we'll explore Margaret's journey and learn from her experiences. By the end, you'll have practical tools to enhance your own mental well-being and perhaps even find that inner peace you've been searching for. So, stick with me until the end because you won't want to miss these life-changing insights. Let's start with the first trick that Margaret learned: the power of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment, paying attention to your thoughts and feelings without judgment. It's like taking a mental timeout to observe your inner world. For Margaret, incorporating just 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation into her daily routine made a significant difference. She began by finding a quiet spot in her home, sitting comfortably and focusing on her breath. Whenever her mind wandered, which it often did, she gently brought her attention back to her breathing. Over time, she noticed that her anxiety levels decreased, and she felt more grounded and calm. But why does mindfulness work, especially for seniors? Well, research shows that mindfulness can help reduce stress, improve sleep, and even enhance cognitive function. For older adults who might be dealing with multiple life changes, mindfulness provides a way to manage emotions and stay centered. It's a simple practice that anyone can start, no matter their age or physical ability. Margaret found that even on tough days, those 10 minutes of mindfulness gave her a sense of control and calm that carried her through. Now, before we move on to the second trick, let me share with you the first shocking fact that Margaret learned: loneliness is as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, you heard that right. According to the U.S. Surgeon General, widespread loneliness poses health risks as deadly as smoking up to 15 cigarettes daily. PBS News. This was eye-opening for Margaret, who had been feeling increasingly isolated since retiring and moving to a new city. Realizing the importance of social connections, she made a conscious effort to reach out to old friends, join a local book club, and volunteer at a community center. These small steps helped her build a support network and combat the feelings of loneliness that were weighing her down. The second trick that Margaret discovered was the incredible benefits of regular physical activity. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I'm too old for that. Or, exercise is for younger people. But let me tell you, exercise is one of the best things you can do for your mental health, regardless of your age. Margaret started with simple activities like walking around her neighborhood and doing some gentle stretching exercises. She found that even 20 to 30 minutes a day made her feel more energetic and lifted her mood. Research supports this. Physical activity releases endorphins, which are natural mood lifters, and it can be as effective as medication for treating depression in some cases. In fact, that brings me to the second shocking fact. A comprehensive review published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that exercise is 1.5 times more effective than counseling or leading medications for managing depression, University of South Australia. This was astonishing to Margaret, and it motivated her to make exercise a regular part of her routine. Now that we've covered the first 2 tricks and the 2 shocking facts, let's move on to the third trick that helped Margaret find inner peace. But before we do, I want to remind you that if you're finding this information helpful, please like this video and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or experiences. Your feedback means a lot to me. Before we continue, I'd truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart if you could take a moment to like this video and leave a comment if you find it helpful. Your support means a lot to me and helps this channel grow. Now, let's dive into the third mental health trick that helped Margaret find inner peace: practicing gratitude. Gratitude is about recognizing and appreciating the good things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. For Margaret, this meant starting each day by writing down 3 things she was thankful for. Some days, her list included simple joys like the smell of fresh coffee or a beautiful sunset. On tougher days, she focused on more fundamental blessings like having food on my table or the love of my family. At first, Margaret was unsure if this practice would make a difference. But as she continued, she noticed a profound change in her outlook. She began to see more positivity around her, which improved her mood and overall well-being. The science behind gratitude is compelling too. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude experience reduced symptoms of depression, better sleep, and even improved physical health. Gratitude benefits. For older adults facing various life changes, gratitude can be a powerful way to maintain a positive perspective. Gratitude has also been shown to be particularly effective in reducing symptoms of anxiety and depression. By focusing on positive aspects of life, it can help break the cycle of negative thinking that often accompanies these conditions, gratitude and depression. For Margaret, who had been struggling with mild depression since her retirement, practicing gratitude was a game changer. It gave her something to look forward to each day and helped her see beyond her current struggles. Margaret also discovered that expressing gratitude to others strengthened her relationships. She started writing thank you notes and telling people how much she appreciated them, which not only made them feel good but also deepened her connections with loved ones. If you're interested in trying gratitude for yourself, here's how to begin. Set aside a few minutes each day, morning or evening, to write down 3 things you're grateful for. You can use a journal, a note on your phone, or even just think about them mentally. The key is consistency. Now you might wonder what to do if you can't think of anything to be grateful for on some days. That's completely normal. On those days, start with very basic things like having clean water to drink, a place to live, or the ability to breathe freely. Even small acknowledgments can make a difference. Another common challenge is remembering to practice gratitude regularly. To help with this, set a reminder on your phone or place your journal somewhere visible, like next to your bed. For many seniors, dealing with loss, whether it's the passing of a loved one, declining health, or changes in lifestyle, can be particularly challenging. Gratitude can help by shifting focus from what has been lost to what is still present. For example, Margaret, who had lost her husband a few years earlier, found that practicing gratitude helped her appreciate the memories they shared and the support she had from her family and friends. Now, let's see how Margaret combined all 3 mental health tricks: mindfulness, exercise, and gratitude into her daily routine. She created a morning ritual that included 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation, followed by a 30-minute walk where she practiced being present and thought about things she was grateful for, and ended with writing her gratitude list. This integrated approach allowed her to nurture her mind, body, and spirit simultaneously. She felt more balanced and positive throughout her day. You can adapt this to fit your own schedule. The important thing is to find a routine that works for you and stick with it. Building new habits takes time, so be patient with yourself. There will be days when it's hard to find time or motivation, but remember that every small effort counts. Let me share another story from Margaret's experience to illustrate the power of these practices. One day, she was feeling particularly anxious about an upcoming doctor's appointment. Instead of letting worry consume her, she sat down and practiced her mindfulness breathing for a few minutes. Then, she went for a walk and focused on her surroundings, the feel of the sun on her skin, the sound of birds chirping, while thinking about things she was grateful for, like her health and the support of her family. By the time she got home, her anxiety had significantly decreased, and she felt more at peace. This is just one example of how these mental health tricks can help you navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience. Why not start today? Take a moment right now to think of 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as the comfort of your home, the taste of your favorite food, or the smile of a loved one. Write them down or just say them out loud. You might be surprised by how good it feels. As we wrap up this part, remember that taking care of your mental health is essential at any age. By incorporating mindfulness, exercise, and gratitude into your life, you can find greater inner peace and joy. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to sharing more insights with you soon. Let's keep going with Margaret's journey to inner peace, because her story shows us that small, consistent steps can lead to big changes in how we feel. By now, you've heard about the power of mindfulness, exercise, and gratitude, 3 mental health tricks that helped Margaret transform her life at 62. You've also learned 2 shocking facts. Loneliness can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day, and exercise can be more effective than medication for managing depression. These insights are game changers, and they're just the beginning of what you can do to nurture your mental well-being. Margaret's story reminds us that mental health isn't about perfection, it's about progress. She didn't become an expert in mindfulness or a marathon runner overnight. Instead, she started small, with 10-minute meditations, short walks, and a simple gratitude list. What made the difference was her commitment to showing up for herself every day, even when it felt hard. And that's something we can all do, no matter where we are in life. One of the most beautiful outcomes of Margaret's journey was how these practices helped her reconnect with herself. After years of feeling overwhelmed and disconnected, she began to rediscover joy in the little moments, like laughing with a friend, enjoying a warm cup of tea, or noticing the beauty of a quiet morning. These moments became her anchors, grounding her in a sense of peace she hadn't felt in years. If you're wondering how to make these tricks a lasting part of your life, let me share some practical tips based on Margaret's experience. First, start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire routine. Try just 5 minutes of mindfulness in the morning, focusing on your breath. Or take a 10-minute walk around your block, noticing the sights and sounds around you. For gratitude, write down one thing you're thankful for each day and build from there. The key is to make these practices feel doable, not overwhelming. Second, find what works for you. Margaret loved walking in her neighborhood, but maybe you prefer chair exercises or gentle yoga. If sitting still for meditation feels tough, try a guided mindfulness audio. You can find plenty of free ones online. The beauty of these tricks is that they're flexible. You can tailor them to fit your lifestyle, your energy levels, and even your mood on any given day. Third, be kind to yourself. There will be days when you don't feel like meditating, exercising, or writing a gratitude list. That's okay. Margaret had those days too. On one particularly tough morning, she was feeling down about a family issue and didn't want to do anything. Instead of forcing herself to stick to her routine, she took a moment to breathe deeply and wrote down just one thing she was grateful for. I'm here, and I'm trying. That small act was enough to shift her mindset and get her back on track. Let's talk about another way Margaret made these practices stick. She created a support system. She shared her goals with a close friend who became her accountability partner. They'd check in weekly, sharing how their mindfulness or gratitude practices were going. Sometimes, they'd even go for walks together, chatting about life and what they were thankful for. Having someone to cheer her on made it easier for Margaret to stay consistent, especially on days when motivation was low. You can do this too. Think about someone in your life, a friend, family member, or even a neighbor who might be interested in trying these mental health tricks with you. Maybe you could start a gratitude journal together or join a local walking group. Not only will this help you stay on track, but it'll also strengthen your connections, which we know is so important for combating loneliness. Now, I want to share one final story from Margaret's journey that really brings all of this together. A few months after she started her new routine, she faced a big challenge. Her daughter was moving across the country for a new job. Margaret felt a mix of pride and sadness, and the thought of being so far from her daughter brought up a lot of worry. But instead of letting those feelings take over, she leaned on her mental health tricks. She sat quietly for a few minutes, practicing mindfulness to calm her racing thoughts. Then, she went for a walk, thinking about how grateful she was for her daughter's opportunities and their strong bond. When she got home, she wrote a heartfelt letter to her daughter, expressing her love and gratitude. That process didn't erase her sadness, but it helped her find peace in the moment and focus on the love they shared. This story shows how these practices can help us navigate life's ups and downs with more grace and resilience. They're not about eliminating challenges, they're about giving us tools to face them with a clearer mind and a stronger heart. So, where do you go from here? Think about one small step you can take today. Maybe it's trying a 5-minute mindfulness exercise, going for a short walk, or writing down something you're grateful for. Whatever you choose, know that you're taking a powerful step toward your own inner peace. And you don't have to do it alone. Share your journey with someone you trust, or even with us in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're trying or how these tricks are working for you. Before I wrap up, I want to say thank you for being here. If this video has resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Your support helps us reach more people who might benefit from these ideas. As we close, let me leave you with this. You are stronger than you know, and every step you take toward caring for your mental health is a victory. Margaret's story is proof that it's never too late to find peace and joy, no matter what life throws your way. Here's to living your best life at any age. See you in the next video.